I know a lot of people are going to be happy watching this video because this is a trade that I lost today. I lost approximately $3,000. I'm not going to share exactly what percentage of my capital that was or anything like that. But this is a losing trade, $3,000 down the drain. Well, not exactly down the drain yet because I still haven't been tagged out, but I'm in very, very deep drawdown. And I'm expecting for Euro, US dollar to just keep dropping at least as far as my stop losses go. At that point, my loss will be realized. Right now, it's floating in drawdown. But anyways, just to explain to you a little bit about how I trade. If you haven't seen the videos where I show exactly how you can do it as well, it's a little bit of a different process. I don't use the RSI indicator. I basically trade a trend following system. And of course, that's something that's debatable. It's technical, but at the same time debatable. You know, I'm trading the 1 hour time frame. Mostly, as you can see, the trend was bearish. A little bit of sideways action. You could argue that it's going bullish a little bit. From something like this, of course, there wasn't any real candle closure beyond these points up here. So a lot of people would just argue, oh, this is not a bullish trend or reversal or whatever. This is just, you know, sideways action. That's fine. That's how you want to look at it. Completely fine, completely okay. But I took this trade. It follows the system. It follows the risk plan. It follows the structure. And I know that with time, with enough trades taken, that I have a system that works. I have a 40 to 45% win rate. I aim at 1 to 2 targets, and that's it. You know, I just execute and let the math play itself out. I use a little bit wider stops than people mostly use nowadays with scalping. I'm not a scalp. I don't do extremely short-term trades. This was actually taken Monday. Now it's Thursday, and the price has just been mostly jumping a little bit up, a little bit down. At one point, I was almost, or maybe full half an hour in profit. But right now, I'm very, very close to the stops. The price is very close to my stops. That's completely fine. I mean, of course, I'm not happy about it, but what can you do? You know, this is trading. This is probability. When I take 100 trades like this, you know, just looking for areas where price is likely to retrace before it continues, you know, in that direction. That's basically my entire system. It goes a little more into detail than that, but, you know, I'm not going to talk about that at this point in time. This is basically the trade I took. This is basically the trade that is losing right now, approximately $3,000 in drawdown US. I know there's a couple guys that are extremely happy on Reddit to see me lose. But on the other hand, this was a trade that I won last month. A very, very nice winner. 1 to 2 risk to reward. Great, great stuff. But this hasn't been my best year so far. What can you do? If I lose this position, I'm only up 5% for the year. Currently, as this is floating, I'm technically still up 6% for the year, which in no means is a lot. But, you know, when you apply this to any real capital, any, you know, decent amounts, that's going to be pretty good, right? That's going to be pretty good. If you do 10% per year, I don't know, $500,000 or a full million in capital, in most parts of the world, you're living pretty darn well, especially if you reinvest the money, if you let it compound and everything. In a couple of years, you're doing extremely well. And that's the point of trading, letting the probability play out, positive expectancy, and just doing the same measurable, repeatable thing over and over again. This time it was a loss. So what? The next time, who knows? But the next 1,000 times, that's actually what matters.